Now, this is the first direct clash between Russian and American forces or assets in this year-long war. And the US called in the Russian ambassador to protest, although where it goes from here, who knows. Joining me from New York, I spoke to him a short while ago, is filmmaker, commentator and regular on the show, Ami Horowitz. Ami, I always look forward to our chats, but you told me just off air before we started here that you just witnessed a shooting. I mean, what the hell? What's going on?
Yeah, it was maybe I heard a shot. I mean, it was maybe 90 to 100 feet away. I heard a woman screaming, turn around, 2 more shots. Turned out to be a high school kid who shot somebody right next to me. And, you know, we kind of ran after the kid, but he was gone and the cops came in. Thank God the victim survived. But this is just part of the decay of our big cities in the United States because of this horrific leftist policies that we've been experiencing. This is unfortunately nothing new, just I happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Well,
no, you weren't. You're outside your home in New York. That should be the right place. I mean, for heaven's sake, Ami, you know, this is one reason I'm so glad that my youngest son is going to be coming home soon from studying in the United States. I tell you what, it's easy to over-dramatise what's happening there. But then when you get, oh, well, this just happened outside my home. I mean, for heaven's sake, what is it with America? It's not just the gun culture, is it? There's something else going on here.
No, look, Canada has more guns per capita than the United States. That's not the issue. The issue is we have really awful policies which are allowing and letting this type of behavior to thrive and to not be punished. So people think, look, it's an issue of, it's behavioral 101. If you don't incentivize somebody not to do something, they'll do it. And this is part of what it is. But we got more important things to discuss than me being witness to a shooting.
Yeah, right. I don't know, it just took me aback, but you're right. Well, let's talk about mega shooting, another and a really sick culture, the Russian culture, I've got to say right now. I mean, we've talked before about how part of the Republican Party, the Donald Trump wing, shall we call it, doesn't want America involved in this war in Ukraine, doesn't want it sending billions of dollars in military aid to Ukraine. For one, they're saying, oh, look, we're scared of World War III. This downing of an American spy drone by Russian airplanes, how's that going to affect that debate, do you think?
You know, it's interesting. The irony of the debate, and like as you said, the sort of the Trump wing of the party that's against the Ukrainian involvement, the irony is that President Trump is actually for prosecuting this proxy war against Ukraine. And President Trump was actually phenomenal when it came to Russian relations. Unlike his predecessor, Barack Obama, Donald Trump understood the threat and actually gave weapons to the Ukrainians, actually took it to the Russians in Syria. So it's odd that his wing of the party are the ones that happen to be isolationists when it comes to this. But it's not going to help the debate. It's going to inflame the debate. And I've always said that this is, and I still support what we're doing in Ukraine. I think it's important both morally, economically, and most importantly, strategically. But I always said that there's a risk involved. This is one of the risks. But to put it in context, we have to understand that Russia and the United States, our war fighters get entangled often, particularly in the corridor between Alaska and Siberia. And we've been operating drones in the Black Sea area to keep an eye on the region for years, well before the conflict in Ukraine. This is something we've been doing for a long time. It really had nothing to do with the drone being there, nothing to do with our support of Ukraine. But there is a risk, and the risk is Russia. We can never tell how Russia will react to something, particularly when they're wounded, as they are in this conflict, and they reacted in a very provocative way. And I'm glad cool heads prevailed, and we didn't take it to the next level. But this is part of the risk, for sure. I just think the risk is worth the reward.
Oh, look, I agree with you completely. I'm just looking at the debate on the American side. That is going to, I think it's going to inflame it, as you say. Ami, it's been huge news here that the US has agreed to send or sell us some of its Virginia-class submarines. Even this Labor government of ours has now tied our defence to the United States for decades to come. Like we're in a special partnership that means the US is on our guardian because Australia feels quite isolated and a little bit weak in this part of the world. Now, all this news is very big for us, but I wonder whether Americans are seeing it quite the same way. I'm sure in the Pentagon, corners of the corridors of the Pentagon, maybe they do. But have you heard anything at all in your media about this deal that's transfixed us?
I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but no, nobody's really talking about it. Having said that, I actually think it's a very important move. This is the U.S. projecting power into an area that we need to show up in, because if we don't, China has and will. They will take up that space. And this is us saying we are going to get involved in a significant way. It's hard to overstate how important this is on a military level, because other than our nuclear secrets, our nuclear submarine secrets is the biggest military secret, or second biggest military secret that we have. It's something we don't share with anyone, even our closest allies. The last time we shared a nuclear submarine secret was 1959 with the UK. It shows how important the AUKUS, I think that's how you pronounce it, relationship is. One of the worst names for a partnership I've ever heard of. Australia, UK, US. It does show the importance of Australia in that triumvirate, and how we look at them as a projection of our power in the area. And it shows that we have to spend as much time there as necessary and support our allies, whether it be Australia, Vietnam, South Korea, Japan. We need to show up in a significant way, and this is one of the ways we're doing that, by sharing our nuclear technology, our submarine technology with Australia.